Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm assuming that since you found this video, it's pumpkin pie spice time, or now it's just called pumpkin spice time. And so you're probably wondering what's in pumpkin spice, where did it originate, and how do you make it yourself instead of just buying it at the store. So, tiny bit of history. Pumpkin pie in the 1500s, not anything like pumpkin pie today. Pumpkin pie that we know today didn't really come about until the mid-1700s, and the first recipe that I could find was written down in the 1760s. And at that point, there were just 3 ingredients in terms of spicing for that pie. One was ginger, and they probably didn't use powdered ginger, it was probably fresh ginger. The next was nutmeg, and at that point, a very expensive spice. And the third spice is mace. And if you don't know what mace is the little covering that goes around the nutmeg. So these two have a very similar flavor profile, and I'm not surprised that, that you would see them together in this recipe, especially since they complement each other, where this has some flavors that this doesn't have, this will have some flavors that this doesn't have, and the two together is absolutely amazing. Now, fast forward to the 1950s, where everything was being made faster, easier, cheaper, you know, help the housewife not waste any time. McCormick Spice and the other spice companies started blending so that you didn't have to at home. And where you ended up there was ginger, cinnamon, allspice, cloves, and nutmeg, and mace sort of took a back seat, which I think is unfortunate. And I'd really like to see mace back in. And when I make pumpkin pie at home for myself and Julie, I put in the mace. Although the recipes on the channel, I leave the mace out. And that's mostly because a lot of people don't know what it is. It is very expensive, and you don't use it in very many places. And so for someone to buy a whole bunch of ground mace, it's probably not worth it. But you can find mace in this form and grind it yourself, and I would suggest that you do. So here's my pumpkin spice recipe. And so first up is ginger, ground dried ginger. Next up is cinnamon, and I like ginger and cinnamon in equal proportions. I know a lot of people don't do it that way. Next up is allspice, and of course the full recipe and proportions are at the end of the video. After the allspice, I put in clove, and then I grate in some nutmeg. And you'll get no argument from me. It probably is, well, it definitely is faster, easier, and cheaper just to buy the pre-made stuff at the grocery store. And if you really like it, then just buy it. That's fine. One of the things for me about cooking at home is I love to be able to change and tailor recipes to suit my needs. And there's sometimes where I may not want as much clove or nutmeg in a recipe, and so I can change it out and make those changes. So today I am going to add the mace. Oh, it's just wonderful. An absolutely incredible, wonderful smell. So, put that in there. It's a great color too. And give it a shake, and that's it. So most recipes that call for pumpkin pie spice ask for about a tablespoon of spice. So you mix this up a little bit at a time. That should last you a season, unless you're a real addict, in which case you might want to make up a whole lot more than this. Give this a try, and give some of our pumpkin spice recipes a try. There's a pumpkin pie, there's waffles, muffins, bread, all kinds of different things on our channel. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon.